How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Salvage Auto Rebuilds, where today it's going to be our last day over here at the shop, guys. So as you can see, we've got a couple of things going on over here still, and we are going to try and see how much we can get sorted before we need to start packing everything up to move over to our new shop, guys. So today is going to be the last day over here at this old premises of ours. It actually done pretty well for us so far. So guys, I think our business is just at that stage where we are going to have to start upgrading, and yeah, today is going to be the day that we are going to start sorting everything out, getting all of the cars that we can get running, up and running, and gonna try and see if we can get the old Lara sedan over here sort of put together so that we can get it back on four wheels so that we can winch it up onto our trailer. Because this is the first project we are going to be working on when we get back to our new shop in next week's first episode on Tuesday. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of a busy day tomorrow and also on Monday, getting the next episode ready for you guys on next week Tuesday for this series. So yeah, there's quite a lot to do, and as you can see, it's bright and early. Well, not really bright yet, but it's before sunrise, guys. So yeah, let's get cracking. So first of all, we are going to grab our tools from our little office over here. And yeah, I've been a little bit busy, guys. We still need to mount the tires on the F100's rims again, because I got those painted up in the same, what I would like to call pumpkin orange. Yeah, maybe it's considered pumpkin orange, but okay, I was just checking if the freaking light is on, because it's actually very dim in here, guys. So let's go ahead and see if we can start on the Dodge Charger over here. So in the last episode, we painted the fenders and we got everything clear coated as well. So now, well, and the hood and the valance. So today is just going to be a matter of quickly slapping these parts onto the car and see if we can get everything zipped down. So let's maybe start on this side. All right, so just gotta button these things up real quick and then get this car out of the yard. And I don't know if Uncle Bill is going to be able to help me move all of the vehicles over to the new shop. Hopefully he will be willing to help us out, because that'll be great, because then we don't have to be traveling up and down the whole time with the trailer and each time loading a car. I see we still need to do a little bit of polishing over here and there on these parts, but it's okay for now, guys. We just gotta try and see if we can get this thing sort of somewhat put together. I already got some new tags as well. So yeah, it's a little bit dark, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to see everything. Yeah, let's just turn on the torch so we can try and figure this out. Alright, there goes the hood. Alright, let's just zip those down, and then we'll come around this side and just bolt that down. Alright, that is looking pretty good, actually. Alright, let's pop the trim on. Alright, and we'll grab this one for this side. Alright, let's just pop that onto there, and then we'll get our front bumper mounted. Alright, now this one, I think, yeah, we should be able to get it bolted down somehow here. It's going to be a little bit tricky getting to those bolts, but we should get it. There we go. Alright, man, look at that beautiful sky as the sun is starting to rise, guys. Alright, license plates also need to go back on. Or, well, this one needs to go on again. And this one needs to come off at the back, because we've got the old one on there still. So I'm going to just go ahead and remove this. Alright, nice and easy. There we go. Alright, let's pop the new one on. Alright, let's do the front one. Alright, and just like that, I think that is all sorted. So I think let's maybe do the little bit of touch-ups to the polishing work that I haven't done yet. So let's just grab our angle grinder, which is over here with the polishing disc on it. Alright, let's just see if we can quickly sort this out real quick over here. Just polish it up nice and smooth there as well. Yeah, it's a little bit hard getting all of the angles right when you are, polishing the parts separately. So I think we did pretty decent job at this. I wouldn't say this is perfect, but at least it's going to look a whole lot better than it did when it got here. So yeah, this is going to be the car that we are going to send off to auction. I think shortly, well, yeah, probably shortly after the episode dropped for you guys, this thing should go up on auction, or maybe even the next morning on Sunday. We'll see how this works out, but I would like to call this car done and dusted, guys. It's looking pretty decent. I think the wheels actually work on it. Although, yeah, I think if we had a little bit more time, we could have spent a little bit more time on it. But I think we actually managed to get this thing looking pretty good. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get this past the old truck over here. Let's give this a little bit of a try. All right, let's see if we can maybe squeeze past here on this side. There we go. Yeah, not a problem. All right, so this is going to be parked right over here. I think that should be fine. Okay, let's get it turned off, and then we'll hop out and just leave it here. I actually parked that so crooked, but that's okay. Alright guys, so I think next up we are going to tackle Mabu's Lada sedan, and then we'll leave the F100 to last. So my plans are, I am going to see if I can start loading the truck up again. Loading the truck up as well today, so that we can start getting some of the stuff moved over to the new shop. So there's quite a lot of stuff planned for today, guys. I think we'll probably get a whole lot of stuff done. So we'll see how everything turns out. I actually should have grabbed the electrodes when I was here, but okay, let's just grab this. Alright, so I think we are going to need some more electrodes. So let's just go ahead and get this panel onto there. Alright, and let's weld it up right there and right over there. Okay, no welds underneath there, so I think that is looking good. Let's pop this onto here. And we've got 2 welds on this as well. And yeah, Murphy's Law, we are going to need another electrode for this. Yeah, it's so hard to see this damn thing. But okay, there we go. We've got it. Still got a couple of electrodes in that box, so that's great. Alright, so there we are. That is now the 2 front inner fenders mounted and welded together, so we can get our suspension put back on. We're going to need our wrench, which I left. Yeah, just casually left it here on the floor. Alright, I think this fender, I actually got it fixed up with a little bit of Bondo as well, so that can go back onto the car. We are going to have to see if we can source, you know, the other rest of the parts that we need. The front clip, the hood, and also this fender. And then we'll probably be getting a bunch of other stuff that we also need to customize a bit. I actually wonder what I want to do with this now. Let's just shove it in the truck for now. Alright, so now we still need to swap this wheel. Alright, let's just go ahead and put this hubcap on this side for now. We're gonna quickly just take this off, which is completely mangled. Okay, so that can also probably just go straight into the truck for now. Alright, let's get this wheel mounted. This is just a backup wheel. Oh crap, I forgot to tighten the bolts down on this. Okay, let's just do this first of all. Alright, make sure this thing stays put. Okay, zip it down there. And we'll get it zipped down. Where is this bolt now? It's so hard to see when it's so early in the morning. There it is, right over there. Let's come this way, and also on this side. We'll get the brake lines tied down as well for good measure, just to make sure nothing happens to our brake fluid over there in the reservoir. Okay, now we can try and get this wheel back on here. Alright, so this car's still going to need a whole lot of work before it's going to be anywhere close to running. We are going to need our floor jack again. Let's also grab this. Alright, so I think maybe we're going to try and see if we can clear this room today, get everything moved over to the big shop, and I also want to see if I can get this car up onto our car trailer and move that over. And then, well, the rest of the stuff we'll probably do over the course of the next 2 days, get that all figured out. So there we go. That's the one jack stand out from this side. This car still needs a spring over there. I don't think I've got any springs laying around that'll fit this. Alright, so There we are. Jack stands are now out from under this thing, so we should be able to get this thing sitting somewhat decent now. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect because we've got a whole bunch of suspension issues to deal with here still. This spring has also collapsed, and so is this one on this side. So I don't know if this is going to work out, guys, but we're going to try and see if we can get it up onto the trailer. We're going to have to probably pull it from here because we are missing the front clip. So yeah, it's going to make our lives a little bit difficult. Wait a second. No, we've got the hook on here, which I think that'll work out as well, but we'll see what we can get done. So guys, as I finish with tools, I'll probably just chuck them straight into the truck. So we are done with the floor jack for now, and if we do need it, we can always come and grab it again. I should actually take the topper off the truck so that we've got a little bit more space to load stuff. So yeah, I'll figure that out as we go along today. So guys, next up we are going to tackle the suspension on the F100, which we need to get put together so that that truck can be running and driving again. So we've ordered a bunch of parts. So I think we might have everything that we need to put this thing back on its own four wheels and hopefully get it up and running again. Because I think that'll be great if we can get this thing at least also in a somewhat, not really usable state, but at least, you know, able to move under its own power so we don't have to push it everywhere we need to get it. Okay, let's get these old leaf springs back on. So these are in fact the old ones, and they were still both fairly decent, so I think it's safe to reuse them, and they should still last quite some time. Okay, so that is that sorted. Now we've got our differential in there. We're going to need our two hubs. Let's quickly get these into here. All right, zip this up, zip that up, and zip that up. Okay. All right, looking good so far. Let's get this onto here. Our new brake discs. Yeah, there was a bunch of parts that I had to buy new, and oh, there's the toolbox. Okay. So there's also a bunch of parts that are still, you know, the old parts, but I did a little bit of careful screening of all of the parts, make sure we've got decent stuff. So it turns out all of the calipers were good on this truck, which is very surprising. Okay, so there we go. Let's get these pads into here. Yeah, sometimes they struggle to go in, so we gotta just make sure we get them in properly. Just like that. Okay, now we can get our brake hoses on. Okay, let's do this one. Put that onto there. And just zip it down. Okay, rear left. I think it's probably this side. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that one is sorted. And let's go ahead and do this one on this side as well. Okay, I think that is all bolted down. Now, I didn't buy any brake fluid, which is, yeah, I can probably just go and grab some at the gas station. Not a big problem. Alright, so let's put our handbrake cable on here. Alright, that is looking decent. Okay, we can turn the torch off for now. Starting to be getting a little bit brighter out at least. Alright, so we'll zip this all down. Okay, we don't have our main brake line in yet. Where did I actually put it? I don't recall where I put it now, guys. It's probably somewhere here. I'll just see if I can find it again. It was here. Oh, I put it on the shelf. Okay, I remember now. Okay, so we can get this put back into here. And then we'll just secure it there for now. Okay, let's do the same on this side. There we go. Alright, so now the shock absorbers can go in. Alright, zip it down there and over there, and then we'll grab this one for this side. Yeah. So far, so good. So that is somewhat rear suspension sorted. We can probably get our drive shaft in under here as well. And just get it bolted down properly. Alright, that is looking pretty decent, guys. So we are making some good progress on this whole truck. Alright, so I think let's maybe go ahead and do all of this. We've got our steering box, which can go back in. So this is the old one we took off the truck. We'll get our steering arm over on this side somewhere. Just gotta find the right spot for it, like that. Okay, then we'll grab this. This is our steering link. There we go. Alright, then the tie rods. So we've got one new tie rod and one old tie rod that was still in fairly decent condition. Alright, so let's go ahead and mount that. Oh, come on, get over here. There we are. Alright, and now I'm going to have to put the front suspension in before we can do that. So let's go ahead and assemble this. Yeah, front suspension is a little bit more complicated on this. So let's go ahead and see if we can put this together. Alright, let's grab this one. Yeah, that is looking pretty decent now. So that one can go onto here. Alright, I must just remember to tighten up the outer bolts on the tie rods once they are in position. Okay, so now the half axle should go in here. There we go. Alright, and we'll do the same on this side. We can probably get it mounted to this. Yeah, might as well do it. Okay, then we'll grab this one, which goes at the top on this side. And there's our lower control arm for this side. Alright, we are getting there, guys. We are definitely getting there. Okay, we are going to need this spring compressor for these two springs. Okay, so let's get them into place like that. And then we are done with that for now. Alright, this hub carrier can go into this side. And we'll just come over here and zip it down. Alright, looking good so far. Yeah, I was actually thinking about this. We might as well mount the mirrors as well. Because then that way they are where they belong. Because things are going to get probably lost, in this whole moving process. So we'll see what we can get done and what's going to happen. So let's get this shock on us here. There we go. Come on. Just zip it down. Okay, brake discs. Let's get these on. Looking good. Okay. Just zip that up and also zip this up. Okay, now we need brake pads in our calipers. Okay, where the heck is the other caliper? It's way over here. Okay. Alright, so that one brake hose was actually good. So we're just going to go ahead and reuse that. And we can actually put this in the trash bag, guys. Let's keep it clean as we go. There we go. Alright, so now I'll just put that back over there. Alright, now, did I tighten these down? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's get these pads in. Alright, just make sure they are all nice and secure in there. Get that hose onto there, and this one, the hose is already on it. So, yeah, I took them off and I checked everything. So, I think we should be good. Front left. It's probably this side. And this is front right. Do that and zip everything down. Alright, looking good. So that can go back under the truck over here. And just like this. And we'll get it zipped down over here. Over there. We've got two more bolts on this side. Okay, and now let's not forget this. We need to just tighten that up, and also this needs to be tightened up. Let's just make sure everything is nice and bolted down there. Okay, see, we missed that brake hose. Okay, that is good. Okay, so everything should actually be fine now. We can probably also try and see if we can get these engine mounts zipped down as well. That is looking good. Alright, so what else do we have? We've got the handbrake lever for the inside, and we've got, okay, there's our front drive shaft here. We can also get this back in. Okay, pop that onto there. Alright, come on, reach the bolts. There we are. Okay, looking good so far. Now, I need to probably start putting some wheels together for this truck, guys, because, yeah, we ain't going nowhere with that truck without any wheels. So let's come and do this. I'm gonna pop that onto here, and we're gonna look for the better tires. This one is kind of new, so we'll put the best tires at the back, and then the two at the front can be the somewhat decent ones, and then the... Why the heck am I trying to do that? Yeah, this is the right tool. Okay. Yeah, it's because they are the same freaking color. Alright, let's just air this tire up. We're not going to be able to do it with a plasma cutter. Alright, luckily I didn't switch it on, so that would have been bad. Okay, so there's our first wheel ready to rock and roll, and now I don't recall what I did with the wrench. It's probably out here somewhere. So we'll just leave it hanging there. Alright, there's the wrench. Okay. Alright, let's just zip it down while we are at it, because I think these wheels are going to stay on the truck for now. So yeah, it's looking a little bit different now already. It's definitely giving us that Halloween vibes, if you know what I mean. Alright, this tire over here looks decent. Yeah, that looks almost brand new. Okay, so there's the next tire for the other side of the rear of the truck. So let's go ahead and air this up. Alright, we're just doing 2 bar pressure on all of them. I think that should be good enough. Alright, so here we go. Let's go and mount this one on this side. Alright, so yeah guys, there's also episode 40, which I think is quite a bit of a milestone for this this series, because so far all of our previous series, they ended at episode 50, and I think we're probably going to go quite a bit further with this one, because yeah, we're only just getting our big shop now, so I think this is going to work out pretty well in the end for us guys. So we'll probably even maybe hit episode 100 one day. I don't know. We'll see. It'll all depend on you guys if you are still, you know, entertained with this this series of ours. So here we go. Let's pop this onto here. And that barely went on because our ramps or the lift arms are slightly in the way there, but we managed to get it on there. Yeah, see, it was just pushing against the tire there. So yeah, it worked out in the end. Okay, so let's grab another rim, and we'll grab this tire, which is the better one of the 2 that's left here. Okay, so this one can go on that other corner, and then we'll grab the last one as a spare tire. Alright, let's air this thing up. Alright, looking good. So now we can get this one mounted on the truck as well, and then we'll do the last one and just get it, you know, put in the bed of the truck, I guess. Alright, let's zip this thing down. Alright, so now if we lower this truck down, we should be able to get access to the engine bay. Yeah, she's sitting very nice and pretty now, guys. Alright, let's get this into the engine bay. This is our master brake cylinder. Okay, so now some bolts back here we need to zip down. Alright, just like that. Looking good. And now while I'm at it, let's also quickly grab these mirrors. I think they actually bolt down. Oh crap, I forgot about the handbrake lever. Should probably go ahead and do that. Alright, let's put this into the spot over here. Let's just hop inside so we can see a bit better what we are doing here. And it goes over there. There we go. Alright, so that is done. Okay, so now there's the other mirror for the opposite side. Let's just pop this into here. Oh, my crying out loud. Okay, let's just try this again. Alright, so there it is. And we'll zip it down. Looking good, guys. So this truck should now be mobile. Although it won't have brakes because we don't have brake fluid in the reservoir. Which I think I'm going to quickly waltz across the street and just grab a bottle of brake fluid. I don't know if we've got any. Maybe we've got. Wait a second. What is this? I think we've got some in here. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but we'll quickly put this in, and then if we need more, we'll go and grab another bottle. Right, so let's put the cap over there. Okay, let's see if we can get this poured into here. Just make sure this thing's got some brakes. Yeah, I think that's all we've got. Okay, so That's a little bit bad. Okay, let's keep it clean as we go. Here we are. Okay, looking good. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can get this lost tire mounted as well. And we'll go and grab some more brake fluid across the road from the gas station in just a sec. Right, here we are. Make sure we air up the spare tire as well. This will be great, because that way we've got a good spare for this truck, guys. Alrighty, so let's have a look at this quickly. Okay, we don't have any brake fluid here. Alright, so I'm going to have to quickly take a walk across the road, go and grab some brake fluid. Let's just drop this in the bed of the truck, though, right over there. Alright, so I'll be right back. Let me just go and grab some brake fluid for this thing and just get it at least so that it can drive again. Alrighty, so here we are. We've got our brake fluid, and let's quickly go ahead and just top this thing up a bit. Just make sure we've got some proper brakes. Alright, so let's keep going. We're going to fill it to the max line. I think right there. That's perfect. Okay. And then we will get the cap back onto it. Alright, so now I think we should be able to drive this truck again, guys. It should be pretty much put together so that it can actually move and drive. Although we don't have any of the taillights, any of the headlights. The grill is still over at the guy who's busy chrome plating it up for us. So let's fire this beast up again. Yeah, she actually sounds very good. So let's maybe pull this thing out of the yard. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it. Probably in the other parking spot we've got. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, hopefully this truck is going to squeeze past here, which it does. Okay, that is great. So we've got this thing running again. Alright, so let's back it up into this parking spot over here. Alright, I think that is good enough. Alright, now I think what we're going to start with, guys, the reason why I put the pickup truck here is I want to see if I can get all of this stuff back here loaded as well. We're going to try and see if we can get this car maybe pushed, maybe forward for now. Let's just move it up a tiny bit over here. Alright, that's good. Now we could probably get the truck in here and go and load that stuff first of all. And then take that over to the shop. Also need to pick up all of this stuff still. So there's going to be a whole lot of stuff to move. So this is going to be a whole day of moving from here on out, guys. So yeah, I really hope you guys don't mind me doing this in an episode. Because usually what I would do is I would do most of this off camera. But I think it's a little bit more fitting to show you guys a bit how we take shape and how we do everything around here. If we are getting ready for a couple of new things, I can probably go ahead and trash this wheel later on. So we'll see. We're gonna try and see what we can do today. All right. So I think first of all, let me see if I can get this topper off the truck. Yeah, we're gonna take the bed, well, the hard top off of this thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach it from here, which might be a little bit tricky. Let me try and hop into here, which is going to also be tricky. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that managed to work out. Okay, come on. Just reach this bolt. There we go. Over there. Alright, let's take this off. We'll just put it down here. There we go. Alright, so now the bed is... well, bed cover is off. Let's just put our wrench back over there before we get it, to get itself lost. Alright, let's jump into our truck. We're going to reverse this thing a little bit closer to where we're going to load all of this stuff. And I still need to get the trailer out as well. So, yeah, let's maybe do this first. We need to get the truck out of the way. Yeah, we need to get the trailer out. Alright, just park it here for now. Let's go and grab the trailer. I think if we put the trailer over here, we should be good. Okay, let's just also pack our tools away. Oh my goodness, this was such a messy... yeah, I'm working so messy today. Let's just put that into there. Where's the wrench? It's over here. Alright, go ahead and pop this into there. Alright, come on. Let's grab the toolbox. There we are. Okay, let's just put it over here for now. Alright, so let's get our trailer out of this little spot here. We still got the windshield for the F100 there as well. I need to get that back onto the truck, probably. I think it'll be better to get it on and then we at least know where it is. Okay, let's pull the trailer, or push the trailer this way. I should also be able to transport the lift of this trailer. If we get it picked up with our move tool, we could probably pop it on here and just drive extra carefully. Alright, but let's go and load up a couple of stuff we've got in our yard over there, guys. Alright, so... even left the handbrake off. Just be careful of my booze. Lada sedan over there. There we go. Let's back it up into this little alleyway of ours. Just be mindful of the windshield laying on the ground. Alright. Tighten that up. And let's quickly have a look over here. We've got a... yeah, let's grab this. I'm going to pop this back into the F100 for now, so it doesn't get damaged. So we are still waiting on parts for this truck. A whole bunch of parts, guys. So, yeah, some of them are over at the chrome plating. Some of them are going to sort of be delivered soon. We'll see. I just hope they're going to deliver it to our new address here. Right, I should be able to get these barrels on here. Yeah, we're going to have to play a little bit of Tetris here, guys. Make sure we get everything loaded. See what else we can still load. If we can at least clear the yard today, you know, we could maybe do the office tomorrow or whenever. Alright, yeah, this box is so big, it's going to take up most of the space on here. And there's a little bit of space back there, so we can probably put this barrel on top of those wheels. Yeah, let's do it like this. Okay, put that into there. Okay, that should work, hopefully. Alright, should we... yeah, we can maybe try and squeeze the engine in here somewhere. Probably not. Okay, that is pretty much full. Okay, so... looks like the first load is gonna head over to the new shop, guys. So let's go ahead and do this and just figure out where we're gonna put everything. I don't know. Most of this stuff is gonna probably go into our storage room. Just for now, I'll probably sort everything out. So let's go ahead and take this over there. Alright, it's luckily not too far. If we had to move over to like Middletown, it would have been a whole lot longer drive for us. But then I think we would have maybe see if we could rent a big trailer or something. But I think for now this is going to work out. We're just going to have to do this bit by bit. Work with what we have. Okay, we'll just leave the engine running and just get this door open. It should be unlocked. Come on. There we go. Alright. Alright, so... yeah, let's do this. We're gonna just drop the stuff off here. Alright, hopefully we're not too high. No, we're good. Alright, there we are. I don't really need to pull in all the way, probably. Alright, we'll save a bit of diesel and turn the engine off. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do over here. Alright, so let's put this down there for now. Okay, and we'll grab this floor jack of ours. Let's just put it down here as well. I'll sort everything out later. Alright, we've got a couple of shelves that we can actually move into here as well, but I think, I don't know, I'll decide how I'm going to set up the shop, guys, because we've got ourselves a paint booth, and I don't know if we're going to have space for these barrels in the paint booth, really. We could probably also leave this junk over here. Yeah, we'll just put it down over there. This is our spare tire for the truck. Well, let's just put that on top of the box here. Alright, now we've got a somewhat empty truck. Alright, let's just grab this. And I'll just put that on there for now. Alright, let's get back to our old shop. And go and load up some more stuff, guys. This is going to be a couple of trips up and down. Alright, fire it up again. Right, and let's close up the door. Alrighty, let's get this figured out. We've got to move a whole lot of stuff still, guys. Now, I can probably also pick up some of the smaller stuff into my backpack and drop them in the bed of the truck. We could have actually done that before we came here the first time now. See, we are kind of running low on diesel fuel, but we'll get it topped off again. I don't really drive this truck as much, guys. I usually just drive the Camaro, which I actually filled up again the other day. Alright, let's see what we can do now. We're gonna probably go back to where we came from now and just load some more stuff. We've got a bunch of stuff we can take. Alright. Take it nice and easy. Alright, I don't think we're going to transport any of the cars today. We'll see. If I'm going to be transporting any cars, it should be the little sedan, because at least if Uncle Bill's willing to help us tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, we could maybe get this, you know, vehicles over at the shop by driving them there. And let me just put this right over there. Alright, let's grab this one. The old busted engines. Now, there might be some good parts. I might actually one day just take a little bit of time and strip these again. Take them apart and just figure out what parts are good on them, what parts are bad. We still got the old Mercedes bumpers that we took off of the customer's coupe. I think it was a coupe Mercedes. So we'll just pick these up and load them. I'll see what other small things we've got in the office, maybe that we can take over as well. Alright. I might need Uncle Bill's help with some of this heavier stuff. We'll see how it works out. I'll get these side skirts in here as well. Close it up. Okay, so that's everything from this little alleyway. So that is clear. We've got a bunch of stuff over here. This is actually for that car. Let's maybe put some of the stuff in the trunk. Yeah, let's pop that into there. Alright. Our welding machine. Do we have space for this? Yeah, might be able to get it in here somehow. Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, put the bumper on top of it. Alright. This can also probably be loaded into the trunk, of course. This is my boost stuff. Okay. And this is probably almost empty. Alright, yeah, this is a crap ton of stuff in this shop, guys. Alright, so this is ours. We'll just pick everything up, get it in the truck. We've got a couple of bottles of coolant here. So now that we are going to have a little bit more space in the new shop, we can probably get some more shelving where we can stack these things on properly. You know, just stockpile the stuff a bit, guys, and make sure we always have, seeing as we're not going to be right across the road from the gas station anymore. Alright, put this, and we'll just drop it in there. Let's drop that in there. Alright, there's the other two over here. Let's just grab this. Yeah, I actually should have brought Uncle Bill's small trailer, but I was actually not at home with the truck last night. I was actually there with the Camaro. I should have actually taken the pickup truck so that we can actually bring his little trailer with, because that might have helped us out a bit. This is a small thing. Let's maybe put this in our backpack rather. We'll grab all of the paint here, as much as we can fit in our backpack. Alright, and we've got some more tools there on the shelf. Alright, I don't know if this is going to stay put in the truck. Well, we'll see. Let's just drop the stuff here. Alright, so there's the paint that we had laying around. Alright, so yeah, there's probably not going to be space for any of that stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of junk over here, guys, as well. Alright, well, Just gotta sort everything out eventually. Alright, floor jack. This can also come with us now. Alright. Yeah, it is definitely a bit of a busy day today. Gonna need a move tool for that shelf. Sandblaster. Can we put this maybe on top of here? Yeah, that can work there. Okay. Alright, I think we are pretty much fully loaded yet again. It's gonna be quite a bit of a chore offloading this stuff again back at the shop. So just gonna see when we come back, maybe we can take the wheels and tires over there with that bumper with some other stuff. We might even hook up to the trailer and see if we can get this lift onto it. Yeah, I think we'll see what we can do and what else we can fit on the trailer. Maybe even the toolboxes and the engine stand and this table and that table. I don't know. I might need Uncle Bill's help with this, but I should be able to manage this on my own. And maybe this one was a bit of a mission moving it here. But we'll see. What else can we grab now? Let's fill up our backpack with some small stuff, I guess. This is gonna fit. This should fit. Oh, I actually forgot I bought this thing. Oh, that's what we used to find the color code on the Firebird back in the day, guys. So you see, I do a lot of stuff off camera, pick up, odd bits and pieces that we need. All right, let's go ahead and bring this over to the truck. Yeah, this is going to take a whole lot of sorting out. All right, well, let's just get it in here. It's going to be quite a bit of a sorting process, getting everything figured out. And it's already starting to get late as well. I don't know if we're going to fit these in the backpack. We should be able to. All of these nitty-gritty little things, guys. Yeah, it's quite the process sorting this out. Alright, put that over there. And we'll just chuck some more stuff in this corner. Oh, we've even got hubcaps here. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to ever use some of this stuff, guys. We'll probably decide what we want to get rid of. Alright, I wonder if we shouldn't maybe try and hook up to the trailer next and take our lift with us. I think let's maybe try it. Yeah, let's do this. Let's fire the old gal up again. Right, get her out of the yard. Can probably also move my bus car back again so that we can work a little bit easier in loading the stuff on the trailer. Yeah, let's just loosen this up. Okay, push this back. Alright. Easy does it. Alright, so now that this part of the yard is cleared, that is great. So I was thinking about getting rid of the old shop, guys. So we are going to be putting this place up for sale. So we'll see. Even if somebody doesn't want to buy the property off of us, maybe they are interested in like the carports that we had put up here. There's a whole lot of metal and stuff involved. So it might be something that we can salvage and sell. But as for the property itself, we'll see if there's going to be anybody interested in it. But yeah, I don't know yet. Haven't decided how far we want to go with this. But we'll get it figured out. Alright, let's see if we can load this 2-post lift of ours. This is yeah, it's heavy. Alright, well, the move tool is making it a little bit easier to move it. Alright, put that onto here for now. Let's move it forward past the mud guards. Alright, there we go. Alright, that should hopefully stay put. And now we've got a little bit of space for more stuff over here. Let's see. Can I move this? Yeah, here we go. Alright, let's get this over here. Should be a bit of space for it right up here, right up front. Yeah, I hope that's going to be okay. Alright, what else can we grab? This bumper over here can probably also go. Yeah, I've been hanging on to this thing. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, guys. It's just been sitting around because, I mean, we've got it and don't really have a use for it yet. Because I sure as heck don't want it back on my truck. I'll probably grab some of this as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Here's our plasma cutter. Luckily we're not going far, so I think everything should be fine. Alright, air compressor. Put this onto here. And then we will do our pressure washer. Yep, there we go. Alright, there's a spot for it over there. Alright, let's grab this. There's probably a spot over here for this. Yeah, that might work a little bit better. Alright, my goodness, that thing is actually heavy. Alright, let's see what else we've got. We've got a jerry can. Yeah, let's grab what we can. I just hope everything's going to stay put on here while we are traveling over to our new shop. We've still got some space in the backpack. Let's load up some more of this stuff over here. What is this? Oh, would you look at that? Alright, I didn't know I've got that. That can actually go onto my boo's sedan and help it out a little bit, because it's kind of like hanging on for dear life here. Although this is also a little bit worn. Okay, let's see if we can drop some of this in the truck over here. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we should get one of those racks for loading the paint cans onto. You know, I think we're going to have space for it. At least. Okay, so we should be able to clear up this shelf. Yeah, there's a ignition coil. Okay, so there's some leaf springs on top of the shelf. There's a bunch of stuff on here. Our backpack is kind of full again, so we'll just keep this in the backpack for now then. Okay, so let me put this back in the toolbox. Okay, see if we can get the spring compressor real quick. I want to grab this. Oh, can we reach it from here? Alright, maybe. I think we got it. Yeah, it's still stuck in there, but it is removed. Let's put the new one in. Yeah, I don't know where the old one is now. It's probably somewhere. That's fine. It can stay there, because that way it can come with us. Alright, so there we go. Let's go and see if we can offload some of this stuff. And I nearly forgot. I need to bring this with, otherwise I'm not going to be able to offload everything. Yeah, we're going to definitely need the move tool, guys. Alright, let's see how this is going to work out. Hopefully this isn't going to be an issue, and hopefully that thing stays there. Alright, let's see if she's going to be able to haul this. Of course she will. Alright, let's see what happens now. Did I put the... Alright, wait a second. Yeah, something's blocking us from moving, guys. Yeah. Yeah, the handbrake is off, so... I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just too heavy. Maybe it's that shelf over there. I think that might be the issue. Alright, let's see. Let's take this off again for now. Alright, let's see if we're gonna be able to move now. Alright, let's go. Yep, now she's moving. Okay, so we are good. Now I just hope I've got the move tool with me. And it stays there. Do I turn the headlights on? Are the freaking headlights not working in this truck? Doesn't look like it, guys. Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Yeah, they aren't working. Don't see any light. Okay, well, that's a bit of a bad one. Don't know what happened with the headlights then, because I did put new bulbs in it. Oh, well, just take it nice and easy. Alright, well, this is probably going to still take me a hot minute bringing everything over, and hopefully everything is still with us on the back there, because I couldn't really see. Hopefully nothing fell off, guys. This is going to be a... Whoa, okay. Whoa, yeah, look at the lift. Okay, so the lift needs to go probably through this door. Alright, let's see. It's going to be a bit of a distance for us to carry it. And where the heck is our air compressor now? Yeah, it probably fell off on the road somewhere, guys. Hopefully it's not damaged. Okay, well, what the heck. It's super dark in here. Alright, so let's set up our lift more or less here. Alright, yeah, we've got a crap ton of stuff to sort out. And yeah, the lights in this place is also not the greatest. Alright, let's see what we're going to do with this. It's kind of, yeah, it's got these, concrete blocks. So you can more or less get this thing centered up like that. I think that looks decent. Not too bad. We could probably shift it a little bit later on and just get it fine-tuned. Yeah, I wonder where the heck the freaking air compressor decided to jump off the trailer. Okay, this bumper, yeah, let's maybe put it in this storeroom rather, guys, because still got to figure everything out and organize everything. Right, I think the shelves are going to go there, so I'll just put it against the wall there. Okay, put that down over there. Sorry, air compressor. Yeah, just getting everything over here. Right, this pressure washer, I don't know where we're going to use this. Probably outside around the back, eventually. Here's our jerry can. Okay. Right, what else did we bring? Well, a whole bunch of stuff. Here's our sandblaster. That could actually probably go straight over to the paint booth. But yeah, I don't know about the lights. These lights are not that bright. Alright, let's take this off. Yeah, maybe one day we will work on a Mercedes again. And we might need those. So that's kind of why I'm hanging on to them. Because now, as you guys, I don't know if you can recall, we had some parts for the Lada sedan, or not really for the sedan in particular, but for a Lada, and we actually got rid of those when we went to look for other parts at the junkyard. So ended up getting rid of those, and now we actually need those parts because we had the front clip, we had a hood for the Lada, we had a fender. I think it was probably the left hand side fender. I can't really recall. We'll have to probably go back into the footage to see what exactly it is we had, but yeah, there was actually some stuff that we had that we got rid of that we actually need now. So yeah, hanging on to stuff like that is never a bad thing. All right, there we go. There's our engine. Well, at least one of them. All right, so I think both of these engines actually run, although they don't run very well. They do kind of fire up and they run, but they don't. I don't think they will last very long. Right, so let's do this. We're going to grab... we've got a crap ton of stuff in here, first of all. Okay, let's do this. We're going to just drop everything over here. A paint can should actually go straight to the paint booth, because kind of going to be making myself some double work here, But okay, at the moment we just got to try and get everything off the truck, so... yeah, I'll sort everything out later, guys. It's going to be a busy weekend for me. Well, busy for the rest of the weekend. Let's put it that way. Alrighty. Let's do some organizing here. You even got these old license plates. I don't even recall where they came from. There's a jack stand. There's a paint can. This can go on the shelf over here. We'll probably come and grab them all at some point when we need them. Alright, we'll see. There we are. There's another brake master cylinder for there. Paint can. This thing is almost empty. I don't know why I really bothered bringing it, but it's okay. Hubcaps can go there. Alright, let's grab some more stuff over here. Alright, there's the other license plate. Yeah, they are actually matching license plates, although they are not in the greatest condition. I mean, we still got them. Let's just put these coolant bottles over here, I think. Got a couple of them, actually. Here's the other hubcap. And some more coolant. Let's start stacking the coolant over here as well. If they're going to fit on that shelf, they should. Alright, well. It's not really working out too well underneath there. Let's maybe start on this side with some coolant again. Alright, and here's another bottle of coolant. Let's put it there. Battery cables can go together. We've got some light bulbs. Here's the other hubcap. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can maybe hop onto here. Come on. There we are. Electrodes and some more paint cans. Okay, let's grab this. Let's go around this side with it. There are the electrodes, and then we've got a bunch of paint cans here. Oh, that's gonna roll off. Alright, let's see. Actually forgot to tell you guys, we've got our money from the auction as well. So we got a total of $32,000 after all of the auction fees and everything went off. So yeah, $32,000 in our pocket, not too bad. I think it actually, yeah, it was a decent sale, guys. 40k for that all challenge, and we didn't really do too much to it. We sorted out a whole lot of issues the car had mostly, and then gave it a bit of a fresh paint job. So yeah, that was actually not too bad. We definitely will be starting to make a little bit more money soon, and I think with the Charger now being ready as well for auction, we're going to be putting that up onto auction, and then I think everything's going to work out for us, guys. We're going to at least make a little bit more money so that we can start paying Uncle Bill back for this beautiful garage that he bought us. Alright, let's go ahead and block these things on the shelf here. There's some itty bitty stuff. Okay, that can go onto the floor over there. Got some light bulbs. These can go onto this shelf over there. We'll put the brake parts over there. There's a light bulb. Alright, body filler. Body filler can just go on here for now. Here's our other jack stand. There's another brake pad. Yeah, see, I actually hang on to small stuff like this, usually. And there's our colorimeter or kilometer. I don't know how the hell they pronounce that, but okay. Alright, so I think the truck is now empty. That looks pretty good, guys. So we managed to do quite a bit of the deliveries. And now at night time, we can actually see that the truck is... It needs a little bit of clear coat here and there, or maybe a little bit of a wash. I don't know if that's dirt or maybe if it's clear coat missing, but yeah, this truck was actually done so quickly. We'll get it figured out probably eventually down the line, guys. But yeah, I think today we did quite well. We managed to start moving our shop over here. It's going to take me a whole lot of organizing, so luckily Uncle Bill will be willing to help us out a bit. So guys, I think we are going to call it a wrap for today. So thanks so much for tuning in once again. I really appreciate every view, every like. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will appreciate it very much. And then, guys, it's going to be cheerio for now.